Good evening, family. Hello. It's so good to see everyone. Today is Wednesday, March the 22nd, 2023, and the time is 6:30 p.m. Good evening. It's so good to see everybody. Hello. Yes. Thank you. Well informed from Kansas Christian Conservative Patriots. Hi, Stephen. Nice to see you. Good evening, Ricky. Family. Today, I called my local coin company, my local coin dealer, because we have a relationship. And I always go in to see what they have going on, what type of coins they have, what type of rounds and bars, and also to ask them questions about what's going on in the market, because I think it's a great idea to always develop a relationship with your coin dealer, your local dealer. And I want to get to what that conversation was about a little later. But before I get into that, check in, family. Let everybody know where you're checking in from. It's my pleasure to be here today. There's so much going on behind the scenes that I would love to report, but it's not safe to report on YouTube because I already have two strikes. I've had three, which means they were supposed to remove my channel, but they didn't. So they actually just gave me strikes and said I'm not allowed to speak on certain things. Happy Ramadan. Hi. Grand evening. Yes, thank you so much. Hello, Sister Lassiter Bay. It's good to see you always. Alabama's in the house, Texas and Mississippi's in the house. Somebody said happy Ramadan. Winter Haven, Florida is in the building. This is so awesome. Yes. Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you, Stephen. Brother Stephen says he loves hearing from me. God bless you too. Yes, God bless you all. So I don't know if you all know this family. Hello, Paris. But interest rates just went up again. And I needed to come and let you know this because a lot of people don't know how they're going to respond to the banking crisis that have occurred. How are they going to respond to people making these bank runs? How is the Fed going to respond to the dollars flooding back into the United States? Because all of the countries, just about worldwide, have dropped the United States dollar for trade and decided to use gold for money. So, hi, Arizona. Yes. Okay. I need to start reporting from True Social. Thank you very much for that. And the reason why I said that, because I wanted to lead with showing you all why number 45 might get arrested. I do have a video that was posted by a Patriot on that, but I don't know if I would get flagged on my YouTube channel if I share that with you all. So I might do it later, share it with you all, but I will report that from Rumble and possibly from YouTube. So President Trump is, yes, he's working his plan very brilliantly. He knows that if he does allow himself to get arrested, he will draw attention to himself, but then that will make him actually larger than life. I have to share a quote with you all from the 48 Laws of Power. And I'll look for that in a few minutes. But it talks about how you draw attention to yourself and you create controversy and flirt with controversy, even so that you make yourself larger than life and put people had people in the mind of always thinking about you. So the man is brilliant. But at the same time, what he's also doing when he draws attention to himself is giving space and opportunity for the white hats to then draw attention to why somebody else should be arrested, right? Keep in mind what happened when Mar-a-Lago was invaded by that three-letter organization on 8/8/2022 during the Lionsgate. That happened, but he knew it was going to happen, even though everybody started talking about it. And, they were all upset and they were all in arms and said, how could this happen? If it happened to us, it could happen to anybody. But shortly after that, guess who else had their home raided? Guess who else was raided in terms of their documentation and their offices and their family affairs being investigated? number 46. So there's always a plan behind what the white hats of the military are doing and what Donald Trump is doing. So I wanted to bring that out. Oh, okay. Awesome. Artie said he listened to last night's video. The IRS was there yesterday. I got a refund direct. Awesome. What I reported was that the IRS headquarters is empty. So the headquarters building, actually, we've had people boots on the ground to film from there, and I believe that was in DC. Citizen journalist and Nancy Drew, and the headquarter building is empty. So you do have some so-called workers that are processing things, but they don't work for the IRS. They work the duties of the IRS and the Federal Reserve were actually put under the United States Treasury Department. So even when you get letters from the IRS, thank you for mentioning that, Brother Artie. I appreciate it. It should at the top of the envelope say United States Treasury Department. And the reason why President Trump put those duties underneath the Treasury Department is because under the in the according to, excuse me, the Constitution for the United States, our republic, the only entity that may deal with money is actually the United States Treasury Department. So it is true that the IRS asks millions of Americans not to file their taxes. Now, I'll see if I can find that for you. And what happened is one of the reasons that we assume that they ask people not to file taxes is because, for the most part, they're out of money. They are out of money, and there's nobody actually working for the IRS. They're working for the United States Treasury Department. But you can't completely shut it down and not give everybody their money, because then there'll be mayhem and people will hit the streets sooner than later. But I can tell you that there are some people that have been calling the IRS. They won't get back to them, or they've been on the phone for hours and nobody will answer. People have called and they will not answer their questions, or they'll get a response back, some type of automated response or a letter back saying that they can't verify that this person really exists. And it's just like all type of things that are going on with the IRS. So, Brother Artie, I'm so grateful that you brought that question up. I mean, that statement up, because somebody had asked me this morning as well, is it true that the IRS is not operating? So the headquarters is actually closed. I don't know about local branches. Here is the article. The IRS asks millions of Americans to wait before filing taxes. That's just one of the articles that came out, actually, I think it was earlier in February. Let me see if I can see when this one was published. Well, this says this, yeah, it was first posted February the 7th, 2023. The Internal Revenue Service is asking millions of Americans to wait to file their tax returns. The agency says it's working to clear up questions about specific tax refunds or payments made by states in 2022. There are a variety of programs that distributed those payments in 2022. And so the rules surrounding them were complex, according to the IRS. Now, I actually also found other articles that actually said that they were asking millions of Americans, excuse me, I'll let you see this. Millions of Americans, look how they have Atmex up here. That's a gold company, a precious metals company, for advertisement. But they were asking millions of Americans, and I'll see if I can find that, ask millions of Americans not to file. And it actually said in 22 states, and they listed the states. So I did report on that, but some people might not have seen that, because people are still asking me, how do I know that's true, if that is true? So here's an article I'm pulling up for those who want to know. I can't tell you why people are still filing their taxes, maybe because people need their income tax return, but let me show you another article where they actually said 22 states. In 22 states, they're asking people not to file their taxes. We can only surmise that the reason why they're asking people not to pay their taxes is because they're out of money, or because they are being defunded. And I've reported on that too, how the Republicans have defunded the IRS because the Democrats had given them a lot of money to actually hire criminal investigators. So this is another article that is published by fairtax.org. It says the IRS tells millions of Americans in 22 states to hold off on filing their taxes. And again, that was published, February the 9th, 2023. And it says, so here it doesn't list the states, but it just says they're asking millions of taxpayers in 22 states, including California and Colorado, who received tax rebates last year, to hold off on filing taxes. Then they talk about a reason. They need to clarify whether the tax rebates and special refunds are considered taxable income. I don't know why it would take them a long time to figure that out. And they give other reasons, but this particular article does not list the states. But if you bear with me, I will put that article in the description section when I locate it. Okay. Thank you so much for making that statement. Remember to hit the like button. Hi, Kathy. Kathy is one of our moderators. Kathy, Keith, and I think Patriot Mom. But Kathy, thank you so much. I hope you got the notification. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, please, and share the video. So what else did you say? Most everything financial won't publicly change until June. All right. So here we go. Here, let's get into the podcast and the reason why I came on today. Happy spring. Happy New Year, everybody. Listen, the Fed just raised the interest rates again, and I will show you what they're saying and why they're doing this. And I'm going to also tell you what the response is from a lot of people who are in the know. Check in, family. Oh, you didn't get a notification again? Okay, I might have to start sending out some notifications if I could figure out how to do this. This is on Yahoo Finance. The Federal Reserve raises interest rates 0.25%. 0.25% to the highest since 2007 amid the bank crisis. What happened in 2007, 2008? It was as a Shemitah cycle. It was the end of a 7-year cycle, and it was during a stock market collapse. It was during another crisis, a financial crisis, and so they raised interest rates then, 2007, 2008. So this new hike is the highest since 2007. The Federal Reserve raised the target range for its benchmark interest rate by 0.25% on today as it battles stubborn inflation. So what happens when people keep printing money and when all these countries keep dumping the United States dollar for trade and going towards gold? All those dollars come flooding right back into the United States, and they become devalued. They're not worth anything. Okay. So then they raise the inflation. Then they raise inflation, goes through the roof because the dollar is worthless, and then they raise the rates, the interest rates. So this is the highest since 2007 as they battle stubborn inflation and a banking crisis, which has pushed the central bank into taking its most significant emergency actions since the onset of the pandemic. This hike rate brings the Fed's policy rate, the Fed's federal funds rate, to a new range of between 4.75 and 5%, which was the highest since October 2007. Here it says, notably, the Fed set the stage for ending its rate hiking cycle, doing away with language for ongoing rate increases in interest rates. However, they're still raising the rates. What they said today was that their committee anticipates some additional policy firming, which might be appropriate in order to attain a stance of monetary policy that is sufficiently restrictive to return inflation to 2% over time. They're saying they're going to return it to 2% over time, but officials say that they expect it to continue the current balance sheet runoff as planned. What I think is going to happen is that they're going to actually continue to raise the interest rates, and people are going to respond the best way they know how. Let me tell you how they're responding here in my city in Jacksonville. So I called my local coin company, my local coin dealer, and he's been here many, many years. It's a family owned business. And I said, I'm just interested to see how much silver do you have? Because usually when I go, they have 100, what they have these 100-ounce bars. They have all these rounds. They have all this constitutional silver that was minted before 1964. They have 10-ounce bars. And they usually call me when they get like new inventory, right? And so I was like, they haven't called me in a while. The last time I actually went there physically was right before Christmas, and they had a whole lot of silver. And then right after Christmas, no, right before Christmas, they didn't have a lot of silver. That's what it was. Then right after Christmas, they had a whole lot because they sold their silver back. And so I haven't been there physically, but usually they call me and let me know, oh, we got these new coins in. I know you are a part of a coin collectors group here in the city, and they're a part of that group too. Oh, and I know you'd like to come in and look at what we have in our inventory. And, your grandchildren usually come in and, look at some of the little trinkets we have. So I'm used to them calling like pretty regularly. And so I said, they haven't been calling. What's going on? My local coin dealer said, Dr. Pruitt, we only have 5 rounds of silver left. We don't have any what you call it 100-ounce bars. We don't have any 10-ounce bars. We don't have any 5-ounce bars. We don't have any kilograms. We only have 5 rounds. And I said, what's going on? Is this because of the bank crisis? And he said, bank crisis, interest rates increasing, and people are afraid. He said, the more people become afraid, the more they invest in or purchase silver and gold. The more people become afraid, the more they use the dollars that they have and turn it into hard assets or precious metals, because precious metals are a hedge against inflation, and precious metals hold and maintain their value and increase in value. So I wanted to come on to let you all know this, that people are buying up precious metals. As a matter of fact, we only have 5 rounds in the city. And he said he doesn't know when he's going to get any more inventory. Nobody's selling right now. He said people are holding on to the silver and gold that they have. So I want to thank Kevin Monroe, who is a LinkedIn friend, for sending me articles such as this. And he also sent me an article to let me see what's going on with gold prices, because a lot of people have no idea. Oh my gosh, I got so many tabs up that I didn't even know about. So let's look and see what's going on with gold prices amid the banking crisis. This article was published today, Wednesday, the 22nd of March at 12:33 a.m., early this morning. Look at that. This is from CNBC. This is a mainstream source. So it's not just people that are independent journalists that are reporting this. It's not just Miles Franklin or Andy Schectman, who is the CEO of a precious metals company. It is a mainstream media source saying that gold prices could notch an all-time high soon and stay there. Okay. So listen to what they say. Here are the key points. Gold prices have more room to rise and could go as high as $2,600 per ounce. If you can afford it, get you some gold and silver, or silver if you don't have gold, if gold is not in your budget. But gold prices could rise and could go as high as 2,600 an ounce very soon. And investors have been turning to gold and treasuries after the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and Credit Suisse's struggles. So when you have banking collapses, what happened is people start to get nervous about their money. They don't know if their money's safe. They don't know if the bank is going to do a bail-in and actually take the money out of their out of their accounts, or take their treasures out of the safety deposit boxes. They don't know what these banks will do. So they take their money out and they look for a safe place to put their money, which historically has been in precious metals. So the third point is that gold's all-time high was $2,075 in August of 2020, according to Refinitiv data. So what was going on in 2020 was we were actually, like, I think the shutdown occurred around March. So we were still in the middle of a shutdown, and that was the fall of the shutdown: March, April, May, June, July, August. So it was 5 months into the global pandemic is when the gold went up to $2,075. But this article says that gold will likely go to 2,600. Gold prices have more room to grow as global banks struggle, and the United States Federal Reserve renders another interest rate decision, potentially breaking all-time highs and staying there. They've already broken a high when they said it's the highest since 2007. A sooner Fed pivot or rate hikes will likely cause another gold price surge due to a potential further decline in the United States dollar and bond yields, said Tina Tang from financial services company CMC Markets. She expects that gold will trade between $2,500 to $2,600 an ounce. Investors have been flocking to gold and treasuries as bank stocks have been whacked by the shuttering of Silicon Valley Bank and Credit Suisse's implosion. Gold is trading right now at $1,940 per ounce. This was this morning. I'm going to show you what it's trading at now for. On Monday, it breached 2,000 to strike its highest since March 2022. Gold has risen around 10% since early March when Silicon Valley Bank was hit by a bank run. Remember, I said people's response when you start messing with their money and banks start collapsing is to do a bank run. A bank run is literally rushing to the bank to get your money out and then finding a place to put that money. Somebody say XRP is doing great. Some people will put it in XRP, XLM, which are digital assets. Some people will put it put their their money, their dollars into silver and gold. Other people will put it into land like farmland. So Anthony says that I think I might be a gentleman, but this person just purchased, I don't know if you're a gentleman or a lady, so excuse me, just purchased 10 ounces of silver at his local coin dealer, and he was told that they're running out of inventory. They won't receive another shipment for 2 weeks. Wow, thank you for telling me that. Thank you so much. So gold and silver prices are spiking. As a matter of fact, on Monday, it breached $2,000 an ounce, and that was up $70 within a 24-hour period. So it had gone up $70 in a 24-hour period. That was, I think that was either Friday or Monday when I reported that. But within a week, gold had increased $106. Since the Silicon Valley crash, gold had increased by $106. Hi, I missed you too. Kathy said that you all should check out my video with XRP Lion One, because he talks about XLM and XRP for people who are interested in digital assets. Gold went for $2,145 on Monday. I did not see that. Thank you, Patty. So it's only gone up $500. So when I reported it must have been like Friday, then it had gone up like by $100. You're saying it went up, it was trading for $2,145. So what you see now, though, is it fluctuating? So let's look at what gold is doing right now as we speak. And I think it's interesting because it depends on which site you look at. Sometimes people, maybe they haven't updated their sites, but on AppMax, I was looking, and this is what gold is trading for right now, $1,978.60. Whereas it was about $2,000 on Monday morning. Then we just had somebody that said it was 2100. So it went down. Earlier today it was 1945 because I checked. It was probably about maybe 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. But still, you see, it went down and now it's increasing, and silver is at 23.21. For those who are interested in platinum, that platinum has increased by 0.42%, like by $4. Palladium has increased as well by almost $63. So prices are fluctuating, but what I always say is look at it as a buying opportunity when you see prices decrease. And that is only going to be short lived because people are still worried. They're concerned. Like I said, my local coin dealer does not have but 5 rounds left of silver. Someone else said they were running out. Somebody else just reported on our platform that he just bought some 10 ounces from their local coin dealer, and they're running out of inventory and won't have any back in stock for 2 weeks. So I guess somebody is asking about cold wallets already. Yeah. So I don't know much about the cold wallets. You have to look at my videos with XRP Lion One. He is so good about digital assets and which wallets to get and how to transfer from the wallet to the nano ledger. Okay, so now let's look at what Miles Franklin prices look like on his website. Miles Franklin is the company that Andy Scheckman runs and owns. So let's look at Miles Franklin. And I can tell you, I just called Miles Franklin. Is that the right one? No, that's the wrong one. Miles Franklin the other day, and I was able to get a couple of not a couple, but some rounds of silver for just only, like, I want to say it was like it was a little, I think it was a little less than $3 over spot. And that's unheard of right now, the way prices are going. So if I were to encourage somebody, and of course I am an affiliate with Miles Franklin, but I would say contact Miles Franklin, info@milesfranklin.com. Email him and ask him or his brokers for a list of inventory and the prices. And they will also send you their specialties. So ask them what's on sale right now, or what kind of specialties are you running? What kind of specials or what kind of deals are you running this week? They could send that to you as well. And then if you want somebody to answer your questions, leave your phone number so they can call you, and you can ask them geopolitical questions, financial questions, banking questions, storage questions, how to get a gold IRA, what they recommend. You can even say, I want to spend, this amount of money, 1,000, 10,000, whatever. What do you recommend? What's the most economically feasible for me? Whatever you want to ask them, they are prepared to answer your questions, and let them know that Dr. Kia Pruitt referred you so that you can get the best prices in the industry. So gold here, we have that is trading at 1,970 per ounce, and silver at 23.05. So it's pretty consistent that silver is about $23 an ounce, which is going to increase. It has to, because silver has more purposes than gold. So gold historically has been used for money, and gold has been used for jewelry. Silver, on the other hand, has been used for money. It has been used for jewelry. It has been used in industrial purposes, in solar panels. Silver has been used in your appliances, like your refrigerator and stove, your washing machines, your dryer, what else? Your computer, your cell phone. So silver will likely continue to increase in value. Now, let me explain to you why precious metals are important. And this is an article that I actually saw a while ago, but I thought I would bring it back up to you because it's interesting to see, and a lot of people don't understand how important gold is. This article here is by investopedia.com, and it was published actually in 2022, so that was last year, January, but it talks about how gold affects currencies. Now, I know, and you know, that gold affects currencies in many ways because, for what reason, countries that are revaluing their currencies are backing their currencies with the gold. So that will actually make their currency stronger, and it will allow their currencies to have their value reinstated back to its normal value. So commodities such as gold, silver, palladium, platinum, and other resources that countries have will back their currencies, will back the Iraqi dinar, the Venezuelan bolivar. It will back the Vietnamese dong and other currencies, and the Zimbabwean zim, and all currencies, excuse me, around the world. All countries' currencies will be revalued and return back to this normal value and continue to increase in value because now they're being backed by gold. But let me show you this article. Yeah, let's just get to the bottom line. So I'll show you here. It says, I'll look at the bullet points. Gold was once used to back currencies. We already said that. It talks about how gold was used to support national currencies, and that is those considered legal tender. And I will put this in the description section. And it says gold was used as the world reserve currency at one point up through most of the 20th century. The United States used the gold standard until 1971 when President Nixon discontinued it. Gold is used as a hedge against inflation, and we talked about that. The demand for gold increases during inflationary times due to its inherent value and limited supply. So the demand for gold and silver will continue to increase as inflation rates go up. People will want to know will seek ways to preserve their wealth. Nobody wants to look at their dollars being in the bank and it's not growing. It's not making there's no good return on their investment. So they will pull it out the bank. Plus, they don't know if banks are going to steal it during a bail-in if they're in trouble. So what they're doing is they're putting their dollars into precious metals. The demand for gold increases during inflationary times due to its inherent value and limited supply. As it cannot be diluted, gold is able to retain value much better than other forms of currencies. The price of gold affects countries that import and export it. So we're just going over some of the reasons why people are getting into gold. Gold prices are often used to measure the value of a local currency. But here's the bottom line. Gold has a profound impact on the value of world currencies. That's what I said. I said the currencies of the world will be revalued based on the resources that those countries have. So when you look at the currencies that you hold, the foreign currencies that you hold, and look at all the resources that those countries have. Most of them have a lot of gold as well as oil, palladium, platinum, silver, maybe not a whole lot of silver, but they do have some silver usually. And the reason why a lot of these countries have been decimated through war and sanctions is because they have so many resources. So the bottom line is gold has a profound impact on the value of world currencies. Even though the gold standard has been abandoned, gold as a commodity can act as a substitute for fiat currencies, and it can be used as an effective hedge against inflation. There's no doubt that gold will continue to play an integral role in the foreign exchange markets. Therefore, it's an important metal to follow and analyze for its unique ability to represent the health of both local and international economies. So you see, they're talking about gold actually in the mainstream. Let me see what that was investopedia.com. So they're actually starting to talk about gold and precious metals more and more because people are concerned about how to preserve their money and their wealth. Silver is 2303 right now. Thank you, Brother Richard. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now let's look at something else I wanted to show you. Oh, we've seen this article here, and I won't keep you long, family. We have seen this article, but sometimes people ask me questions because they may have missed some of the reports that were done. So I'm looking at the article that says the world is hurtling back towards gold as money. Gold's return as money. This is in investorvillage.com. Gold's return as money, February 16th. The consequences of Russia and her Asian allies embracing gold backing for their currencies are poorly understood in Western markets. This move could lead to the destruction of the global fiat currency system. A sensible course for any non aligned government will be to swap currency reserves for the strategic reserves, the latter being comprised of commodities, raw materials, and foodstuffs. So the pressure, it says the pressure this switch would bring to bear on markets is not restricted to currencies, but is a reversal on the condition which have underpinned the growth of derivatives. And it goes on to talk about the derivatives. It talks about the fiat, how the fiat world is sinking, and how the answer to it is the world hurtling back towards gold. So let me see if I can find that for you here. Okay, let me get out of here and show you the article, the link that I went to. You all have seen this one here. Here it is. This is the article that I've shown before. The world is hurtling back toward gold as money, rushing back towards gold as money. So they're using gold to undermine the West. Okay, we've read this. I've read this before. According to evidence which is widely ignored in the Western capital markets, a move by Russia to put a new trade settlement currency and possibly the Russian ruble as well onto a new gold standard is becoming a certainty. So what they're saying is when Russia dropped the United States dollar after 46 put a sanction on him, they then decided to use the Russian ruble and back it by gold, which means that they went to the gold standard, which is the reason why the Russian ruble in the year of 2022 was the best performing currency of that year. So the world is rushing towards gold as money, and I just wanted to emphasize this. Somebody said silver is used everywhere, so that you all can get in where you can. Listen, silver has more uses than gold because it is used as an industrial metal, but silver is a byproduct of other metals. There is more gold on the ground than silver, but silver is in higher demand, or it will be, in terms of industrial purposes. And keep in mind the technology that's going to be released, the things that have been suppressed that will be released soon. They will need silver. Again, silver is a byproduct of these other metals. So when you have a high demand for a commodity like silver, and you don't have as much above ground as you do gold, then what's going to happen? A high demand means that you're going to might have some issues with the supply. It means that the prices are going to shoot through the roof. It means that the gold to silver ratio will probably narrow or decrease, because right now you're talking about a ratio that's higher than, I think last time I heard was something like 80 or 83 to 1, meaning it would take 80 something ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. But at the end of every empire, what happens is that ratio actually decreases, and it decreases to about 3 to 1, so that it would take only 3 ounces of silver to purchase 1 ounce of gold. If you follow Big Swear on the road to Ruta.com, or you follow him on Road to Ruta on his YouTube channel, ROADTOROOTA, you will know that he believes that the ratio could actually become 1 to 1. And possibly even, he says, you might get to the point where the ratio will actually be on the reverse. Well, you can buy the silver will be even more valuable than gold. So what I'm saying now is silver is very inexpensive, even though it's $23 an ounce, but it's inexpensive, but it's going to increase as gold increases, because where gold goes, silver follows. They call silver gold's little sister. If you can, go to your local coin dealer and ask them how much gold or silver do you have. Ask them, tell them how much. If you only want to spend a certain amount, say I want to spend this amount of money. What can I afford? You can get a half ounce, quarter of an ounce. You might even be able to get eighth of ounce of precious metals. You can get grams even. You can get for those who have it in their budget, you can get 100 ounce. So they have 100, they have 10, they have 5. I don't know about 20 or 25, but whatever it is you can afford, ask them what do they have in stock of silver and gold. You can also ask about constitutional silver, which is silver that was minted before 1964, constitute what they call junk silver, and get that. It used to be really inexpensive to buy constitutional silver or junk silver, really cheap or inexpensive. But now that the supply has become an issue and people are running out of inventory, a lot of people are actually buying up the so-called alleged junk silver, because they know it's not junk. It's constitutional silver that was minted by, the United States of America. It's real silver. It's considered money. So go to your local coin dealer. If they don't have it, or if they don't have what you need or desire, then email Andy Scheckman, info@milesfranklin.com. Ask them what they have in stock and hurry up, because people are running out of inventory. I'm telling you. And ask them what they have in stock. Ask them what inventories they have, what the prices they have. Ask them if they have any specials, and any questions you might have. Put it in that email. If you want to call back, put your phone number in the email and let them know that Dr. Kia Pruitt referred you, so that you can get the best prices in the industry. Because the president of Miles Franklin, who is Andy Scheckman, actually promised us that. He came to our show and promised us that he would give us the best prices in the whole industry. So do it now while you might be able to get some of the specials that's just a few dollars over spot. So spot price is the market price. That is the consistent price across the board that silver is trading for. So the market price, somebody said, is about $23 or $23.03. I think somebody said. The market price for gold is a little of 1,965. I think we saw 1,950, something like that. That's the spot price and the market price are the same. What are silver and gold trading for? So then you have a premium, which is the price above the spot price. The premium might be the numismatic value or the collector's value, because some coins have a collector's value on them, because they might be considered a little more precious in terms of they might be more meaningful for you as a collector's item. For example, once the Queen of England passed, her coins that were minted with her image on them have a higher premium, or at least they did when she first passed, because that's a nice collector's item to have. So you have a premium that's above the spot price or market price, that includes the numismatic value or collector's value, and the cost of doing business with that particular dealer. So you have that price, and then in some states you still have a tax included on that. So it's very, very hard or challenging to find silver anywhere that's only like $2 or $3 or $4 above the spot price. I've searched. So please do your research. Contact Andy Scheckman at info@milesfranklin.com and ask them for the list of their inventory and prices. Someone says you were able to get your hands on silverware. Yes, I love that, Sister Patricia. So get silver, what they call it 0.999 fine silver, a troy ounce or 5 ounce, 10 ounce or higher ounce bars. You can get a monster box of coins. I think it might be 100 to 500 in a box. You can get 100 ounce bars. You could get grams, or you can get constitutional silver or junk silver, or you can do what Sister Patricia did. You can get silver trays, silverware, silver ornaments, silver tea kettles at a local consignment shop, which means that it's probably not expensive, right, Sister Patricia? You can tell us if the prices were pretty reasonable. You can get sterling silver. Sterling silver is 92% silver. Constitutional silver is 90% silver. Sterling silver, like your silverware, real silver, actually is 92% silver. It's real. So you can go to your local consignment shop. Now, somebody said thrift stores, old jewelry stores. Yes, or even get silverware. One man's junk is another man's treasure. Thank you, Dragonfly. I'm gonna have to have you on my show because you give a lots of tidbits, and you were giving a lot of tidbits too. You'll give tidbits on health, on trading, or precious metals. So you have to go. Oh, it's expensive. Oh, Kathy, is silverware expensive? My. Okay, thank you for that. Family heirlooms, right? Oh, you can get them. Patricia, Sister Patricia says she got her silver at a great deal. Now, let's get into a little juicy information that if I go too much into it, I might get in trouble. But I think this is very interesting for you all. And so what happened was I stumbled upon this. I think I might have been on Telegram, and then Gold Star Mother Susan Price happened to send me the same website. I was like, we're thinking on the same wavelength, Mother Price. I wanted to show our audience this website as well about what's going on behind the scenes. So if you're not sure about, this military operation, what's going on behind the scenes, and what movies to watch, what documents to look at, Gold Star Mother Susan Price and I actually did a show on documents that you can look at, documentaries that you can watch, films and movies that'll talk about the military operation that's going on behind the scenes to take down the nefarious powers that have enslaved the planet. But this particular website is called howardnema.com. I'll write that in the description section in a minute. But it says it's Truth Talk News. I want you all to see this because it talks about how certain slogans like Build Back Better, how it doesn't mean what people think it means. They tell you the real meaning behind it. They talk to you about the NWO powers that control the world. They talk about the World Economic Forum, and what that means, how the global elites have done certain things economically to make it hard for us. And if you look at this website, you can go to different tabs and look at InfoWars. They have banned videos here, Alex Jones, stuff about the pandemic, documents that you need to understand you need to read in order to understand the NWO, or got to be careful saying that word. Books you can read, documentaries that you must watch to understand those powers that enslaved the planet, and all type of things. Dangers of 5G. They talk about different judges. There's even on this website a list that I don't really have time to show you, but there's a list of sealed indictments. And then I'll also put in the description section the sealed indictments that Gold Star Mother Susan Price showed us. So I said I was going to show you. Let me get back to that website because I want to write that. I want to write that website down for you and put it down here in the chat box. Let me see if I can find it again. It's called howardnema.com. Let me get to it. That's what it looks like. And let me do this right here. It's www.howardnema. So it's HOWARDNEMA.com. And I will put this in the description section. So what happens is when you see the video, after you get offline here, the video will be automatically posted. It'll be posted here on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and then I'm going to put it on Rumble later. But you look when it talks about, you'll see the video title, and then at the underneath it, it'll say description. And it's the part that talks about what the video is about, what I'm talking about in a video. In that section, I always or usually put all the sites, all my sources that I'm using, whether I show them to you online or I just mention them. I usually almost always put those in the description section. So please go and look in the description section so you can know. Oh, they said an error. Oh, an error occurred. They won't, y'all, they won't let me post that. They will not let me post that website. So hope I don't get in trouble for this. No, they will not let me post it, but it is, what was it again? It is HOWARDNEMA.com. Well, let me, so here we go. Got to be careful what we put up here because everybody's being really sensitive right now. So I think that's it. But I do want you to know that on tomorrow, which is Thursday, 3/23/23, and it also happens to be Gold Star Mother Susan Price's mom's birthday, we're going to do something very wonderful for you all. We are going to talk about how to create humanitarian projects. And I was looking for that meme, but I don't see it here. We actually created Gold Star Mother Susan Price had her good friend to create a meme for us. Let me see if I can find it for you. So tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oops. Hold on, family. Something's happening to my gosh. Something's happening to this. Okay, there we go. It wouldn't let me click on. I couldn't see you. Tomorrow, 11 o'clock a.m. Let me see if I could bring up this meme for you. Eastern Standard Time. Gold Star Mother Susan Price and I will host a live show on how to do your humanitarian project, what the outline should look like, what your bullet points should look like, how many bullet points you should include for when you go into the financial institution and trade your currencies, when you exchange your currencies or you redeem your bonds. And if they ask you if you have humanitarian projects, you'll be able to say, yes, I do. And you'll be able to do your elevator speech and present within a few minutes what you intend to do. So come with your ideas tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Come with your ideas, your thoughts about what type of projects. Oops. Oh, man. There we go. I'm sorry. Did it go away? What type of projects? I apologize for that. Let me get back on there. Think about what type of projects you want to do. And bring a pen, she said, bring a pad, and we'll discuss just some, how to actually create a project. And then she'll answer some of your questions because Gold Star Mother Susan Price actually paid for this service. She paid to be able to learn how to how to write out her humanitarian project. She paid for this years ago, and her project was approved through a church. So what a lot of people don't know is that in the 1990s and early 2000s, thank you so much, Tristan Early. I appreciate you. Creator bless you with long life, prosperity, and peace. I am most grateful. Thank you so much. A lot of churches were actually approached and told that there will come a time when the republic will be restored. I followed somebody on YouTube actually, and I didn't know what they were talking about years ago when they were talking about the humanitarian projects. They were told when a republic is restored, there will be trillions of dollars ejected into the economy. That was way in the 90s. And when that happens, churches and some organizations and people will be able to create projects to help humanity, to clean the water, to clean the streets, to clean the air, to create projects for the homeless, et cetera, et cetera. And these people who were either tapped on the shoulder or if they learned about it, they inquired. They had to present their identification, several forms of ID. They had to talk about their humanitarian projects and present an outline of their projects. They had to do a thorough background investigation and actually go through some type of clearance. And they were told that when this day comes, that we're this era into which we're going right now, that they would receive money. So people have been knowing about this, the RV, the revaluation of currencies, the global currency reset, a return of the republic, a restoration of our lawful government, and return to constitutional law for a while. Those of us that's been in it 10 years or less, we're newbies compared to people who've known about this since the 1990s. So Gold Star Mother Susan Price, I don't know how long she's known about it, but her humanitarian project has already been approved. So she's going to come to us. She's not charging us one penny. And for those of you who don't know Gold Star Mother Susan Price, she and I have been on several podcasts together since I met her. And it's important to know her because a Gold Star mother is a mother of a fallen soldier or a soldier who was killed in battle. Gold Star mother Susan Price has a son by the name of Aaron Kennefick. Aaron Kennefick was a young man who was a Marine. Actually, he served in the Marine, and he was killed by the military industrial complex. I want to say 13 years ago, 13 and a half years ago. So once he passed on and he was killed in the line of duty while on a secret mission fighting for our freedoms, that made, I keep doing this, I keep losing this. I'm sorry, family. That made Susan Price become a Gold Star mother. In the interim, she has met a whole lot of people, a whole lot of other Gold Star parents, and she met President Trump. She was endorsed by President Trump. President Trump endorsed her, is what I'm saying. And she endorsed President Trump herself. So I'll have to show you that letter. I'll do that on tomorrow when we come on. I'll show you this letter that was written and how he talks about why he endorsed Gold Star mother Susan Price. So it's an honor to have her. Thank you so much, Sister Patricia Brown. I am so grateful for you. May the Creator bless you with long life, prosperity, peace, and all of your heart's desires. I appreciate the wonderful donation. So Gold Star mother Susan Price, let me see what this says here. We'll be here on tomorrow, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the morning. So come with your bells on, your cup of coffee, come with your questions, come with any outline you might have, because we're going to go through the outline and how many points you should have in your humanitarian projects. We're going to talk about some of our ideas, and then people are going to go back, tighten up their humanitarian project, maybe even flesh out the outline. And we'll come back in a couple of days, probably in a week or two, and revisit our humanitarian projects and add to them and answer more questions. So this is tomorrow morning, 3/23/23 at 11 o'clock a.m. It will be just me and Gold Star mother Susan Price. It will stream on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, possibly on Rumble. I'm not sure. So come early in the morning, and we look forward to seeing you there. Other news, finally, in conclusion, is that many of you probably remember a Prime Minister. Does anybody remember Prime Minister? Yeah, she got how did she get it approved? With whom and when? Let's ask her that question tomorrow, because it was approved. And so when the church gets the money and the funds that with whom she's working, then she'll be able to do that project. So I don't know if it was approved through the church. I don't know if it was approved through an entity, but we can ask her that tomorrow, Kathy. So if you have a chance, please come tomorrow and ask that question. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Gerald. You're so amazing. I appreciate that wonderful compliment. Finally, some of you buy 0.995 jewelry from India. Wow. Wow, that's awesome, Suzanne. And you know Indians love their precious metals. For all of you thank you so much for sharing that, who remember Prime Minister. He is a rapper. He has this song come out. He called I Pledge Allegiance. He's a great patriot who actually endorsed Donald Trump when Donald Trump first came out. He's a praying man. He's a man of God. He does a lot of prayers, for the people, for the patriots. Well, he had many YouTube channels and he was all over social media. He had exploded over the years, but they took down about 3 or 4 of his channels. So now he is on Rumble, and I think you can go to, let me show you his This is how you spell his name for those of you who might remember him. He's on Rumble. He does have a Facebook page, but I'm mentioning him because he and I have done a few podcasts. But what's coming up is he and I actually talking about the family legacy and how if you restore and rebuild the family, you can restore and rebuild communities, which will then restore and rebuild our society. So he and I will actually do a show on Friday evening. I don't know if we've come up with a time or not, but he's creating the meme or the advertisement right now as we speak. I will publish that as well as publish the information about Gold Star Mother Susan Price and I doing our podcast on Thursday. So join me Thursday morning, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Friday, join Prime Minister and I as we talk about restoring the family and creating legacy and why that's important. So again, family, you remember him. Yay! Remember, family, if you are interested in adding silver or gold, palladium or platinum, any precious metals to your portfolio, please contact Andy Sheckman at www. No, no, not www. I'm sorry. That is so we do have a website, www.milesfranklin, but it is mostly an informative website or informational website. You can't really order from there yet because they're updating that website. There's so much you have to do because he has a lot of affiliates. So I don't know how many affiliates, but each affiliate has to have a link. And then you want to make sure you have the most reasonable prices. One of the reasons why we don't keep inventory up there is because prices change, they fluctuate. And because Andy Sheckman has been in business for over 33 years, for 34 years to be exact, he has relationships with wholesalers that some dealers may not have relationships with. And it's been a long time. He had relationships with these wholesalers. His dad has relationships with these wholesalers, miners, and all these the different people in the industry so he can work deals and get us the lowest prices. That's why it's so important to email him to ask him what inventory do you have now, what type of prices do you have, and what type of specialties do you have. I love Prime too. He is such a sweet, a very kind-hearted man. He loves God. He loves people, and he loves President Trump. And he's not ashamed. He stands courageously on his square and he speaks up for our country, and he's willing to and has often prayed for our country, like out loud and on social media. He's not concerned because when you're a rapper, you're a bit, and he was like really making his way. He was offered contracts even by some of these entities that got a hold to some of the celebrities, and he said no because he loves God and he didn't want to sell his soul. So this is why I really appreciate and love Prime Minister. So that's funny, Christopher. I guess you're just joking. No, I'm not. I think you're just joking. Um yes. Also, Richard is a good man and dedicated. Who's Richard? Somebody said, Nassar, that cannot happen until targeted individuals are free, just to let you know. Oh, okay. Who's Richard? I know somebody was saying something on here earlier, but I might have missed it. Oh, here you go. There's a rapper called Loza Alexander. He came up with the song Let's Go Brain. Oh, he needs help as he did. No way. Richard, if you can get a hold of him and you know where I can get a hold of him, please let me know. Maybe we could bring him on the show. He could tell his story. I know that song, and we could see how our soul family can help him. So that's it, family. Thank you so much for lending me your time. I hope I've said something to raise your vibrations and inspire you and encourage you to live and create the most amazing, most magnificent life that you desire and deserve. Please, family, please come back tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with your humanitarian project that you have, whatever you have written down, even if you don't have anything written down but a title, a thought, an idea, even if you just have what I have, right here. I do have some ideas, but you might have a blank sheet of paper. It doesn't matter. Bring your paper and your pen or your pencil, your questions, your ideas, your thoughts, and Gold Star Mother Susan Price will help you write out your humanitarian projects. 11 o'clock Thursday, tomorrow, 3/23/2023 at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're welcome, E. Taylor. I appreciate you. May the Creator bless you with long life, peace, prosperity, joy, love, and all your heart's desires. Thank you. Thank you very much, because I told you all that when I was silenced for 2 weeks, that was a little challenging. But because this my channel is monetized, except for when they put a strike on the channel and they say you can't upload, or they start taking off some of my videos that were doing well. But if they don't touch it, it's monetized, and so you're able to make some money per month. But when I have strikes, I'm not able to make money, but still God provided for me. And so that's why I'm telling you all, thank you, because God moves through you. The Creator moves through each of you. And I appreciate you so much. I am very grateful. I honor you all. I honor your time, your energy. I honor the fact that you give. Thank you so much. I love you very much, and I hope you sleep well. Somebody said they're excited. Yes, me too. It's wonderful to be here. It's wonderful to see you all. Thank you, family. Okay. You'll watch the replay. I think we're only going to be in for an hour or two. We'll try to make it as succinct as possible, but we do want to watch. Watch. I just saw the word watch. We do want to answer everybody's questions. So on your way out, family, please. Thank you, Sister Kathy. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the videos, or go back and look at some of the videos that are meaningful to you and share those. You can find me on Rumble at Dr. Kia Pruitt. You can find me on Telegram, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Truth Social, and even here on YouTube. Please continue to pray for a hedge of protection around me and our shows, and a hedge of protection around you all. So, I just feel led to say, we come before you, Father, in the name of your Son, in the name of your most holy precious name, and we ask that you put a hedge of protection around our entire soul family. We ask that you keep us, that you keep our minds, Father. You keep us in perfect peace, because we're all going through some uncertain times. Many of us are having issues financially. Many of us are just concerned about what's going on. Some people are even worried. Many people have lost loved ones during these last 3 years. So I'm asking that you put a hedge of protection around us, that you comfort us and bring us peace, that you restore our hope and our joy, that you restore our minds for when we stray and we get worried, and bring us back to the scripture that says, perfect peace will you keep us whose mind is stayed on thee. Keep our minds in perfect peace. Keep us in your arms of protection and comfort. Please wipe the tears from the eyes of those fathers and mothers, sisters and brothers, aunts and uncles and cousins, friends and family members who have lost somebody in the battle, in this fight, whether it be a battle to keep their health, or in this battle of fighting against the deep state. Keep us, Father God. Keep us in perfect peace. Help us through these times. Teach us how to budget. Teach us how to love. Teach us how to reach out when we're in need and ask somebody to help us. God, it's been so hard for us. Sometimes pride gets in the way. Sometimes we've been hurt. We've been burned. So it's hard to ask for help. Teach us how to ask for help. And those who have within their means and within their possession to give, soften those hearts, break up the fallow ground, mend those broken hearts, soften them, God, so that they will continue to show love through monetary blessings, and so that they will give. We love you, we reverence you, and we honor you. And although we've been concerned and we're worried, and sometimes we shout, we scream, we say, when is this going to end? We're tired. We know that you are in control. So keep our minds steadfast on you and on higher things. Keep our vibrations high, so that we can have the strength to endure this battle, which is coming to an end. So we praise you. We give you honor. We give you glory. We give you reverence. We adore you. We give you accolades. We thank you. We know that you're wonderful. You're amazing. You're benevolent. You're so kind to allow us to live at such a time as this, to see the takedown of the deep state and those powers that have enslaved us. We thank you, God, because you did not have to allow us to see it with our own natural eyes. So thank you. We give you glory and praise and honor and reverence. Hallelujah. Thank you from the depths of our soul and the bottom of our hearts. Family, I love you so much. Amen. So be it. Good evening. Good night. Let's go and make this a great night. See you tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love you. Mwah. Peace, family. Bye for now.